welcome to the homestead. Well, as you just saw, I pulled a log out of the pile. I got it cut up into the lengths that I want. I got it over here into the prep area. And this video today is the sawmill worth it? Did I make a big mistake buying a sawmill instead of just going to the lumber yard to get all my lumber for our house build and everything we've got going on here on the homestead? So let's get into it. All right, now that we got a log up on, you see what it takes for me just to get a log onto the sawmill, guys. There's a lot of physical labor involved. Not exactly how I was hoping it was gonna go, but it is how I knew it was gonna go. Ideally for this, I would have a tractor or a mini X or a hoist or something that would pick up my logs and set them on the sawmill mechanically. But we don't have that, so we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna drag them out of the pile, we're gonna roll them by hand and get them up on the mill. Wish I had a different system, but I don't. So let's start getting this one cut and we'll get into some of the details. Really, the only way to understand whether we made a good decision here is to go back to the beginning, when we made the decision to purchase a sawmill. You see, we bought our land in 2020, and we knew we would be coming down for several years, clearing it, getting some infrastructure put in before we actually moved down here. And come 2021, when we set it up to be cleared, we knew that the lumber yards were not taking this beautiful loblolly pine. We got several quotes. No one wanted it. We couldn't sell it. Some people actually said they'd charge us to haul it away. So we made the decision that we would keep the wood. Now keep in mind, in 2021, 2x4s were going for like $8 a piece. It was over $100 for a 4x8 by 3/4 sheet of plywood, say for your subfloor or for your sheathing on your walls. And pressure treated was even worse. So when we factored that all in and we took into account the cost of the sawmill with all the accessories that we wanted versus the size house that we were going to build and what our expenses were for buying lumberyard lumber, the sawmill was definitely a much better way to go. Well, with all that being considered, we felt it was a prudent idea to buy the sawmill. And I don't regret owning the sawmill, but was it the right choice? Did we make the right choice when it came to building the house? And what I have found is I've milled for several projects around here. The deck for our gazebo, our 2 chicken coops, repairs on the rabbit hutches, and our farm stand building. And while those were not huge projects like the house build, I found them to be fun and exciting to mill that lumber up and get those projects built. But now that we're into the house build, it's taking on a whole new meaning. Floor joists alone I need 100 2x8x12 floor joists to do all of my outer joists and cross joists to get our flooring on top of our beams. And that is proving to be a lot of work, guys, a lot of work. I did not anticipate how much work it was going to be. And I'll show you why. Okay guys, this is my debris pile. You just saw that log I cut up, okay? And it was an okay size log. It was about 9 inches in diameter at the beginning, and I got it down to a 6.5 by 5 1/4 cant. Should have gotten at least 3, maybe 4 2x4s out of it. I actually got 2, and I'll show you why. If you take a look over here, this 1x that I took out of it, it's all punky. And the top 2x4, look at, guys, I can't use that. It's no good. So what ends up happening is you think that you have a good log on the sawmill, and you start cutting it open and you find it's not as good as you thought. Now, you can't really take it off the sawmill at that point. You need to get the wood that you can get out of it. So although I only got 2 2x4x10s out of that log, I will use those 2x4x10s on the house build. But that's not what we're looking for right now. What we're looking for is 2x8x12s. So it's very frustrating when you put 3 or 4 logs on the mill, thinking you're gonna get good wood out of it, and you get a lot of junk. You throw a lot of it away. It's very disheartening. Now, it is extremely rewarding to know that I milled the lumber from our trees here on the homestead to build our house. But I don't know if I knew the amount of physical labor it was going to take to do all that, and more importantly, the amount of time that it would take to mill that much wood to build our house, our tiny house. I might have reconsidered. I'll tell you what, long after I get done milling for the house, this sawmill will be here. And I can do hobby milling and mill for profit and do all kinds of other things that I think I will really enjoy and take a lot of satisfaction in. I mean, I take satisfaction in milling for building our house. I take an enormous satisfaction out of that. I don't really see a lot of other people really taking on that kind of a challenge, especially at my age. To answer the question, did I make a mistake buying the sawmill versus going to the lumber yard? Well, guys, to be honest with you, I gotta tell you the truth. I don't know yet. Once the house is built, then I'll know if it was a mistake. Because I am just in the beginning stages of milling and milling to build our house. And this probably isn't the best time to decide, hey, this was a big mistake. I should have done something different. Because frankly, I'll probably talk myself out of continuing to do it this way. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk myself out of it. I want to do this. This is something I want to do, whether it was the right choice or not. And this is how we're going to build our house, guys. We're going to use this sawmill to build our house. And it may be the right decision, it may be the wrong. But I made a decision and I'm sticking by it. I'm sticking with it all the way to the end. And then I'll decide. So, thanks for joining along, guys. Thanks for listening to me on my little rant here about sawmilling and how hard it's gonna be. I hope you enjoy our videos and I hope you stick around for the rest of our journey. This is going to be epic. It really is. I've never done anything like this and I'm really excited to see where this takes us. Until the next one, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.